Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everyday English with Johnny. I'm your host, Johnny, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you today. If you're learning English and dreaming of speaking it fluently, you're in the perfect place. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful ways to boost your English, learning to think and speak in English naturally. I know thinking in English might sound a bit scary, especially if you're used to translating everything in your head. But don't worry, it's much easier than you think. I'm going to share 8 simple, practical tips to help you start thinking in English and speaking more confidently, even if you're super busy. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear plan to make English feel like a natural part of your life. Think of learning English like building a beautiful house. Every new word or phrase you learn is like a brick, and every sentence you speak is like a window letting in light. With a little practice each day, you'll build a strong, confident English-speaking you. So, let's grab those bricks and start building. Ready? Let's jump in. Our first tip is to start thinking in English using simple vocabulary. Many people make the mistake of translating from their native language to English in their heads. This takes time and can lead to mistakes. For example, if your native language is Spanish, you might think, I have hunger, instead of the correct English phrase, I'm hungry. Thinking directly in English saves time and makes your speaking smoother and more natural. Here's how to start. Look around you right now. What do you see? Maybe a table, a chair, a phone, or a cup. Name these things in your mind in English. Table, chair, phone, cup. If you don't know a word, no problem. Use a dictionary or an app like Google Translate to find it. Write it down and practice saying it a few times. When I was learning English, I used to walk around my house and name everything I saw. Door, window, book, lamp. It felt a little silly at first, but it trained my brain to think in English instead of translating. I'd spend just 5 minutes a day doing this, and it made a huge difference. Try this today. Pick 5 objects around you and name them in English in your head. For example, this is my pen. That's my notebook. If you're in a park, you might think tree, grass, bench. Keep it simple and do it every day for a week. You'll be amazed at how quickly your brain starts thinking in English. Tip number 2 is to describe what you're doing in English. This is a fantastic way to practice thinking in English without needing anyone else. It's just you, your brain, and a few minutes of your day. Here's how it works. Whatever you're doing, try to describe it in simple English sentences in your mind. For example, if you're making breakfast, think, I'm pouring milk, or I'm cutting bread. If you're walking to school, think, I'm walking on the sidewalk, or the sun is bright today. When I was learning English, I did this all the time. While brushing my teeth, I'd think, I'm brushing my teeth with a red toothbrush. While eating lunch, I'd think, I'm eating a sandwich. It's delicious. It helped me connect my daily actions to English words, and soon, thinking in English felt more natural. You don't need perfect sentences. Just start with what you know. For example, I'm sitting or I'm drinking water is enough. Try this for 5 minutes a day, maybe when you're getting ready in the morning or doing chores. If you don't know a word, look it up and use it the next day. This small habit will make thinking in English easier and help you speak more fluently. Our third tip is to imagine conversations in English. This is like practicing for real-life situations, but it's all in your head, so there's no pressure. It's a fun way to get ready to speak English confidently. Here's how to do it. Think of a common situation, like going to a store, a cafe, or meeting a friend. Imagine what you'd say in English. For example, At a cafe, you might think, "Can I have a coffee, please?" Or, "How much is this?" Then imagine the other person's response, like, "Here's your coffee," or "It's $5." Try to answer back in your mind, like, "Thank you," or "Can you make it quick?" You can practice all kinds of situations. At a store, think, "Do you have this shirt in blue?" At the airport, try, "Where's the gate for my flight?" When I was learning, I loved imagining conversations with a friend. I'd think, "Hi, nice to see you. How's your day?" And then imagine them saying, "It's great. I went to the park." It was like a rehearsal for real conversations, and it made me feel more confident when I actually spoke. Try this for 5 or 10 minutes a day. Pick a situation and imagine a short conversation. For example, imagine ordering food. "I'd like a pizza, please." "Would you like anything else?" "No, that's all. Thanks." It's like a game, and it helps you prepare for real-life speaking without any stress. Give it a try today. It's super fun. Tip number 4 is to surround yourself with English as much as possible. The more you see and hear English, the easier it is to think in it. This is perfect for busy people because you can do it while doing other things, like commuting or cleaning. One of the easiest ways is to change the language on your phone, computer, or social media to English. When I did this, every time I checked my phone, I saw words like settings, messages, or home. It was like a mini English lesson every time I used my phone. You can also watch English videos like movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos on our channel, Everyday English with Johnny. Start with subtitles in your native language if you need them, and then try English subtitles. For example, watch a short video and repeat a sentence in your mind, like, "She said, 'I'm so excited.'" This helps you think in English. Listening to English music is another great idea. Pick a song you love, look up the lyrics, and sing along in your head. For example, if the song says, "I'm feeling good," repeat it in your mind to practice. You can also listen to English podcasts while driving, exercising, or cooking. Even 10 minutes a day will help your brain get used to English. Try one of these today. Change your phone to English, watch a 5-minute YouTube video, or listen to an English song. The more English you see and hear, the more naturally you'll start thinking in it. It's like giving your brain a daily English bath. Tip number 5 is to practice active listening. Listening is the secret weapon for speaking fluently because it shows you how native speakers talk. When you listen carefully, you learn how words are pronounced, how sentences are built, and how people express ideas naturally. Active listening means paying close attention to what you hear, not just letting the words pass by. For example, listen to a podcast or watch a video and focus on one thing, like how the speaker uses words like because or maybe. Try to notice their tone or how they ask questions. When I was learning English, I loved listening to short podcasts for English learners. I'd pick a 5-minute episode and listen while doing dishes. I'd repeat a few sentences in my head, like, "He said, I love to travel." It helped me understand how English sounds in real life and made my speaking smoother. Start with simple stories, slow-paced podcasts, or videos with subtitles. For example, watch a video on our YouTube channel and pause it to repeat a sentence in your mind. Try to listen for 5 or 10 minutes a day, maybe during your commute or while eating breakfast. Active listening will help you think in English and make your speaking more natural over time. Our 6th tip is to keep an English journal. Writing in English is a great way to practice thinking in English because it forces you to form sentences in your head. Plus, it's a fun way to track your progress. Here's how it works. Every day, write a few sentences in English about your day, your thoughts, or anything you like. For example, write, "Today I went to the park. The weather was sunny." Or, I'm learning English and it's exciting. Keep it simple and don't worry about mistakes. When I was learning, I kept a small notebook and wrote 3 sentences every night. For example, I ate pizza for dinner. My cat is sleeping. Tomorrow I'll study English. It helped me practice thinking in English, and it was exciting to look back and see how much I improved. You can use a notebook, your phone, or an app like Notion to write your journal. If you don't know a word, look it up and try using it in your next entry. For example, if you learn the word beautiful, write, "The sky is beautiful today." Try writing for 5 minutes a day. It's a small habit that makes a big difference. Plus, your journal is like a diary of your English journey. You can read it later and feel proud of how far you've come. So grab a pen or your phone and start your English journal today. Tip number 7 is to use flashcards to build your vocabulary. Flashcards are a simple, fun way to learn new words and practice thinking in English. They're perfect for busy people because you can use them anywhere, on the bus, during a break, or even waiting in line. Here's how to make flashcards. Write an English word on one side, like apple, and the meaning or a picture on the other side. For example, draw an apple or write a red fruit in your native language. Look at the English word and try to think of its meaning in English, like apple is a fruit. When I was learning, I carried flashcards with me everywhere. I'd make 5 new cards each week, like dog, run, happy, book, and sun. While waiting for my coffee, I'd flip through them and think, dog is an animal, run is an action. It helped me remember words and think in English faster. You can also use apps like Quizlet or Anki to make digital flashcards. Try reviewing 5 or 10 cards a day for a few minutes. To make it fun, challenge yourself to use each word in a sentence in your mind, like the dog is happy. Flashcards are like little seeds for your English garden. Plant them daily and your vocabulary will grow. Our final tip is to be patient with yourself and celebrate small wins. Learning to think and speak in English is a journey, not a race. It takes time, but every step forward is progress, and that's something to be proud of. At first, thinking in English might feel slow or tricky. You might struggle to find the right words or accidentally translate in your head. That's completely normal. Your brain is learning a new way to think, like learning to ride a bike. You might wobble or fall at first, but with practice, you'll ride smoothly. Focus on small, achievable goals, like thinking in English for 5 minutes a day, or learning 3 new words. When you reach these goals, celebrate. For example, if you name 10 objects in English, or imagine a conversation without translating, that's a big win. Treat yourself to something small, like your favorite snack, a coffee, or watching a fun video. Mistakes are part of learning, so don't feel bad about them. If you think, I go to store instead of I'm going to the store, just correct yourself and keep going. When I was learning, I made tons of mistakes, but each one taught me something new. Mistakes are like signposts. They show you where to improve. The key is to practice every day and be kind to yourself. You're not racing to fluency. You're building it brick by brick. So stay patient, keep practicing, and celebrate every little success. You're doing amazing just by trying. Before we wrap up, let's talk about why thinking in English is so powerful. When you think in English, you stop translating, which makes speaking faster and more natural. It's like driving a car without stopping at every traffic light. You just keep going. Thinking in English also builds your confidence. The more you practice thinking in English, the easier it is to speak without hesitating. Plus, it helps you in real-life situations, like ordering food, talking to a friend, or traveling. For example, imagine you're at a restaurant. If you're thinking in English, you can say, "Can I have a salad, please?" without pausing to translate. Or if you're traveling, you can ask, "Where's the train station?" and understand the answer more quickly. Thinking in English makes everything smoother and more fun. Plus, English is a global language that opens so many doors. It helps you connect with people from different countries, access amazing resources online, and even boost your career. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone who loves learning, thinking in English will help you succeed. Wow, we've covered a lot today. Let's recap our 8 tips to think and speak English fluently in 2025. First, start thinking in English with simple words, like naming objects around you. Second, describe your actions in English to practice daily. Third, imagine conversations to prepare for real-life situations. Fourth, surround yourself with English by changing your phone settings or watching videos. Fifth, practice active listening to learn how native speakers talk. Sixth, keep an English journal to practice forming sentences. Seventh, use flashcards to build your vocabulary. And eighth, be patient and celebrate small wins to stay motivated. Learning to think and speak in English is like planting a garden. Every word you learn, every sentence you think, is a seed that grows with time and practice. You don't need hours each day. Just a few minutes of consistent effort will make your English bloom. So, what's your next step? Pick 1 or 2 tips from today and try them out. Maybe name 5 objects in English right now. Write a sentence in your journal or listen to a short podcast. Every small action brings you closer to speaking English confidently. Thank you so much for listening to Everyday English with Johnny. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Everyday English with Johnny, and share it with a friend. I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite tip for thinking in English? How do you practice speaking? Leave a comment on our YouTube channel or send us a message. Until next time, keep practicing, stay positive, and make English part of your everyday life. You're doing fantastic, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Happy learning!